You're here in an orange jumpsuit. Why are you in an orange jumpsuit? Because the jury doesn't know.
Because you locked me up.
And why?
I don't know.
Were you subpoenaed to come to court?
I was subpoenaed, then y'all told me I was on another subpoena up on an old judge. Y'all wanted me to volunteer take a subpoena. What I'm gonna volunteer and take a subpoena for?
Did you tell your father to tell us you weren't gonna come?
My father, he grown man, he tell you what he wanna tell you. I ain't telling that.
Were you with him when he said you weren't gonna come?
No.
Do you know whether he offered to call anybody?
You wanna get my dad up here?
I want to talk to you.
I know you wanna get him up here.
Why?
You know why.
Why?
You know why.
Tell the jury why.
You know why.
So you're not going to tell the jury? Was your father with you when you talked to Gaither and Dennis in August 2015?
No.
Did you live with your father in August 2015?
No.
Who did you live with in August 2015?
Myself.
Did you live with SG at any time?
Yes.
In August 2015?
Yes.
Where did you all live?
I don't remember.
You said that you were closest with Mooktoon, or you were coolest with Mooktoon. All right. Were you coolest with Mooktoon in April 2015?
April. Yes.
And were you cooler with Mooktoon than you were, say, Shannon?
Yes.
All right. Now, in April 2015, were you also cooler with Demekion?
Yes.
April 28th, 2015. Do you remember being with those people?
Yes.
Where?
Don't we caught our case? We was in the car together.
What kind of car?
I don't remember what kind of car.
What did you have in the car?
A gun.
How many?
2, 3, 1 on.
Okay. And what time did you all get in the car together? Daytime or nighttime?
Night.
Was it after 10 o'clock at night?
Yes.
All right. Had either you or either one of the people you were in the car with been to Club Crucial earlier?
I think they was.
So how did you end up in the car with them?
Came and got me.
Did you ask them to come and get you?
Yes.
All right. Why did you ask them to come and get you?
Because somebody had shot up my cousin's house.
Where did your cousin live?
On Campbellton.
All right. And who is your cousin?
Alexis Bryant.
All right. Why did you tell them to come get you if you had your own vehicle?
Because my girlfriend was in mine.
Your girlfriend was in yours?
Yes.
All right.
No, I'm wrong. Because I was going to get in the car with my girlfriend. I was getting dropped off to her.
Okay. And so, did you have guns?
Yes.
In the car? How many guns total were in the car?
I know I had 2.
And did you see any more?
Demekion had 1.
Were you wearing dreads during that time?
No.
Okay. So, where did they pick you up from?
Cleveland Avenue.
Where on Cleveland?
The store, I think.
Which store?
BP.
Was that the same one you were at with that gun?
Yes.
Where you got arrested in May?
Yes.
Okay. So, do you just normally hang out at the BP with guns?
Yes.
All right. So when they came and got you, what did they do? Your Honor?
Yes.
Hey, I'm trying to figure out who we're talking about.
Your Honor, I, first of all, asked him about people, and then I referred to those people specifically.
All right.
So,
Who are those people?
Your Honor, I'd ask Phil not to continue the question. He'll have no problem.
So is it a vagueness objection?
Yes, it's a vagueness objection.
Your Honor, I was specific. I asked him about a specific set of people.
I don't know what.
I specifically referred to them.
Why would
Maybe.
we want to know
I'm
what
s-
we're talking about?
Do you want to re-clarify, please?
I can continue and then I can ask a separate set of questions. Of course, Mr. Schardt has him on cross.
Well, I think we should be clear about what we're talking about right now.
Ask,
Thank you. Go ahead and clarify.
when I asked you about Garlington, Moncton, and Shannon,
You said Garlington and Moncton.
you didn't hear me say Shannon?
No.
Yes.
That
Let's
they
take a break.
was to include.
Hang on. Let's just take our mid-afternoon break right now. All right, Mr. Schardt.
Your Honor, what just happened was completely dishonest, disingenuous, misleading, and gross.
And you objected.
I objected, and I wouldn't have even thought about anyone doing this other than the fact that I've seen the prior behavior throughout this trial of this type of nonsense where we try to trick a witness into think we're saying they, meaning three people, and then try to convince the jury that we're somehow including my client Shannon when it's clear that the witness is not following. That's what we're talking about. Okay. And it's disgusting, and I don't know how we cure it, but I'm going to move for a mistrial. I think it was completely intentional. Obviously, it was calculated. Obviously, when I asked for clarification, I would think anyone seeking the truth would gladly clarify. I'm seeking the truth. I would gladly clarify. No, it's sheepish grin and then.
All right, I understand your objection, and I understand what you were saying past that objection. Ms. Love, I think one thing that, no, you need to listen. I think that one thing that needs to happen is when an objection is made and you are given an opportunity to respond and I make a ruling, even if that ruling is please clarify, that you then need to obey what my order is instead of continuing to argue.
Your Honor, when I ask for clarification and consideration, I believe that as an advocate and as a person who is actually representing the victims who have been victimized in this case and who is representing as much as actually more than an officer of this court, and I represent something, I believe that the state has as much right to express, to request, and to ask for consideration and for an allowance to ask the questions that it wishes to ask as the defense does. I believe, Your Honor, the objection that was made, and I understand what Mr. Schardt said, but there are a couple of things at play here. One, Mr. Schardt is well aware that Mr. Zachary has said that his client was with him. He has said it in the interview that I'm holding in my hand. He is not being honest with the court when he is claiming that Mr. Zachary had no idea what I was talking about. I literally said Shannon, Demikian, and Moncton, and I asked him how close he was with each of them.
Right, and then we went from that to his girlfriend, and then it was not unreasonable, and the objection could just be, vague, but it was not unreasonable to object to make sure that it was clear what the question was, who the they was in the question. And when I say clarify, that needs to be the end of it. And you need to ask a different question, rephrase the question, and let's move on. And there shouldn't be an issue with it.
Yes, Your Honor. If the state is not allowed to ask for clarification or consideration, that I understand.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Your Honor, when I
A
asked
clarification of my ruling, is that what you mean?
when I asked for permission beyond what the court has instructed, I did not know that I should not do that, so I won't do that anymore.
That's not what was going on. You're basically, it seems to say, I'm asking permission to do something other than what the court has just ordered me to do. And so if that's what it is, then no, you cannot do that. If you need clarification of a ruling, then of course you can ask that. And if you want reconsideration, then you can ask for that. but that does not need to go on in front of the jury. When I make a ruling, obey the ruling and move on.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, I really haven't heard any explanation for what happened. I think it was calculated. I'm moving for a mistrial. In the alternative, Your Honor, I do believe that there needs to be a curative instruction, or at least it needs to be clarified who they was. It doesn't matter what he said in the past. He lied in the past. I've already said that. I know what he said in the past.
All right.
But what he's
We don't know, you don't know that he lied. You don't know what the truth is and what the lie is if they are inconsistent. And there may even be a reason for that. Although if they're virtually diametrically opposed, there probably is not an explanation. But when you say he lied, we don't know that.
Okay.
Just like Miss Love doesn't know when he lied.
Well, I'll put it like this. Mr. Stillwell was never charged with those crimes. And Miss Love was not asking about what he said in 2015. She was asking about today.
I understand.
And today, he was clearly responding, they meaning Mr. Garlington, and well, it's clear to me. I don't believe it's clear to the jury.
Don't talk while he's talking.
And I believe it needs to be clarified immediately because, of course, I will have an opportunity to cross, but I will probably not have an opportunity to cross for about 4 days. And I don't think we should be misleading the jury on direct.
All right, I'm going to look back at what the transcript says. I mean, and Ms. Love, you may, given that there's now a motion for mistrial on the floor, in assertion that you did things purposefully, you may respond to that.
I vehemently object to the mistrial. I vehemently object to any mistrial, and I beg the court to look at the transcript and see what I said right before I asked him the people that I just mentioned. And I would ask that the court, I mean, if the court deems it appropriate that such language is gross and all of the disparaging remarks made by counsel for the defendants are appropriate, that's one thing. But I'd ask that the court limit that type of behavior, which is, not becoming of officers of the court.
I agree with that. It is not becoming. All right, y'all can take a break if you want to. I'm going to take a look at this transcript.